Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto under 20, and I do total carbs. What's the difference between total carbs and net carbs? Trouble. That's the difference. A lot of us that are card carrying food addicts could get into trouble with net carbs because that's when you can start playing with it and, maybe having too much fiber in your diet, too many veggies in your diet. There's a lovely balance that comes when you do keto under 20 total carbs. And those of you that have done both, if you were able to come on right now, you might be able to say, "That's right, Sarah. It didn't work for me to do the total." Right. So just be mindful that total carbs is not all that it's cracked up to be. And if you have a slippery side to you or a slick side to you, I've got Ms. Slick, and she's totally slippery. She even slides out of the front seat of that Honda when I'm driving her around, and she's trying to get me into those bad neighborhoods. So just know that net carbs, I don't know who invented it, I don't know who pushes it, but it's probably not in your best interest, especially if you're new. You know, the whole thing about keto is that you kind of come up with your own food plan, how many times a day you eat, and as you learn more, you might adopt and adapt to some of the things that you hear. You might go from 3 meals a day with 2 snacks to 3 meals a day. You might go from 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day. You might go to 1 meal a day. You might go to alternative day fasting, meaning that you've set up one day where you eat maybe in a 4 or 5 hour window a couple of meals, nothing the next day, and then something the day after that. It works for a lot of people. Because I'm a recovering food addict, and this is like my program that I'm talking about, I like to have my OMAD that you usually see me posting one time a day. Right now I'm having it at 2 p.m. When Greg's not here, I eat early, but he's been over on Martha's Vineyard doing some work. This is when they do the work on Martha's Vineyard because once the summer kicks in, you can't find a place to live or stay. And the houses that they're working on have either the guests or the owners. So anyway, be careful with net carbs. At first it feels like, hot damn, this is great. I can eat whatever I want and just get to the net carbs. So I can have huge salads, tons of broccoli and asparagus. I can even have a few of those candy bars with wigs, also known as protein bars, Quest bars. I don't know what they are, but they're dangerous. And they're filled with things that, so it's like you end up with, 25 grams of fiber and this and that. I still totally believe in the carnivore food principle with a little bit of veg. And that's how I conduct my food plan. I'm 95% meat or protein, and the other 5 is the salad or the veg that I have every day. And it just works for me. So be mindful of the net carbs. Just know that whoever pushes them has an agenda, and it could be their bars or their shakes. I don't know. But if you're an older woman or you have a food addiction or an older man and you're subject to like swaying and getting caught up in something, and if you listen to enough videos about it, it seems like a good idea. Like what's the difference between Atkins and keto? Well, go to Atkins and see all the foods they push, all the crap they push. Okay, that is not organic candy bars with wigs, just saying. So just be careful. And so yeah, I find that having my OMAD, which is like today, is going to be fun because it's a pork belly, it's a sirloin tip, it's 2 Pete and Jerry jumbo eggs, and then it's a salad. And so with those things, I'm going to be feasting when I eat at 2 o'clock. And it contains tons of the stuff that I like. I mean, it's got the protein, it's got the fats, it's got the carbs. The carbs, I think, are 6 total carbs for the day. And so when I have this sort of stuff, I get satiated. I'm content. I push away from the table. I don't feel hungry later. I don't feel like going back. And I'm not jonesing getting to my OMAD at 2 today. I have, let me see, I got up at like 3:30 today. And so I've had, I'm going to be having 3 cups of coffee by the end of the day. And I have 15 grams, although this particular cup had 12 grams of heavy whipping cream from Whole Foods in it. And that works and makes me very, very happy. So it's 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, give or take a gram or 2. I like it when I don't use all my 15 in 1 cup. And then my OMAD. And it's just something that's worked out for me. Sure, I suggest it, but it didn't happen overnight. And it didn't happen without me making all kinds of bargains with myself. If I'm hungry and I can't do it, I can have my 2 meals a day back, right? And I nodded and said, yes, if you have to go back to your 2 meals a day, you can do it. But try to stick to that OMAD. Well, I got to OMAD day number 1, made it through. Yeah, there was a little discomfort, but it was a new thing. I was used to eating at noontime, and I'd usually have eggs and cheese or eggs and meat or eggs and meat and cheese and no veg, and then my other meal at 3. And so when I gave it up, of course, my addict and my stomach said, it's noon. Come on, meal number 1. But I pushed through, and I got to the OMAD, and I loved it. I tried it day 2, tried it day 3. I don't know, it's been well over a year now, and there's no looking back. Do I ever think of having a second meal? Am I ever super hungry and it feels like, gosh, I could have a 2-meal day? Of course it does. But then I think of how great I feel when I sit down, mid-afternoon to that 1 meal. Just feels great. Fills me up. I'm content. I'm satiated. And any discomfort that I might have had leading into it, you can do things like take your mineral water, not your soda with artificial sweeteners. Take your mineral water. So you got some good stuff going in. Put some salt crystals on your tongue. I've got those French ones that I got from Amazon. Can't think of the name right now. And I have Celtic salt crystals. I have pink Himalayan salt crystals. And put some of those on my tongue, followed with a few swigs of this. Or it's time for another cup of my coffee, and that quells the hunger. It's distracting. And I'll have that, and then I can move on with my day and begin to prep my OMAD and get excited about it. What's not to get excited about it? So yeah, I never turned back once I began the OMAD. And my calories, it's a hearty meal. And my calories today, for example, are 1,350. And that just works for me. I cut down my fats a couple months ago, and I doubled my protein. I was having like 35 to 40 grams of protein every day. Finally, I heard it. I listened enough, and I finally heard it. The difference? You can listen to somebody talking about something that might be good for you, but when you've heard it, then you really can institute it, right? So finally, I heard that perhaps my older metabolism, as I age, might like a little more protein. Are there like tons of records out there, tons of documents and all that kind of stuff about older ladies and older men with higher protein? No, because most of our keto program results and our carnivore ones or our carnivish ones are all n=1, which means that I've been doing this for a while. This seems to work for me. I'm going to keep doing it. Voila, voici. And so that's how it works. Is it going to be working for everybody? Not necessarily. There's some people that have less protein than me and tons more fat than me. One lady says she has 200 grams of fat every day. She's got a 6-pack or an 8-pack. maybe even a 10-pack, who knows, but she certainly shows us with each video. And the 200 grams of fat work for her. She slices Kerrygold butter like somebody that eats, 6 ounces of cheese a day does. So I know what works for me. Finding out what works for you is really, it's really a nice moment when you get to a place where it's like, this all works for me. Wow. I've done this, I've done that. A lot of us, we experiment. I've, like I said, 3 meals a day, maybe 2 meals a day, down to 1 meal a day, down to 1 meal every other day. And then with the veggies, I've got lots of clients that have luck with veggies, don't have luck with veggies, have them for a while, don't have them for a while, because there's disturbances and agony, as one put it. And so it's not a fun place. They give it up, then they miss it. They miss that filler of the veggies. They miss the veggies along with the meal. I found that, but now I have smaller portions of veggies, and I'm happy because I still have them. They're still there. And then I have the more protein. And so my body has adapted to that. A perfect day for me, 80 grams of protein, 80 grams of fat, under 5 total carbs of veggies. That's a perfect day for me. Do I have it every day? Well, not every day, because today I'm having a pork belly, which is fat, 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 fat. And no, I will probably cut away some of the fat, but I will enjoy every bite of the pork that has been just like, infused with the fat into the meat. It's heaven. So finding your groove is something that you need to have patience with. I'm not needing you or shooting you, but having an open mind into the process of your body, and ask questions. You can ask questions here. You can ask questions other places. You can look at YouTube videos, Facebook videos. You can find answers to your questions in lots and lots of places by listening or just coming right out and asking the specific questions and getting to what works for you, finding, your secret formula. And it's like a secret sauce, right? It's like a keto fat sauce, and then going with it and enjoying it. And sometimes you can tweak it. I'm a big beef fan, but I said I was having pork mostly this week, although I'm having pork and beef for my OMAD today. It's what works for you. For some people, it's chicken thighs only. Other people, they get it from fish. Other people, they get it from a can of sardines. I'm not a can of sardines person. If I was, you'd know about it already. I am a fatty meat person. Fatty. Or as Cole would say, hey, fatties. Well, that's my meat. When I look at my meat, it's, hey, fatty. I love my pork. I love my steak, my beef. And that's how I do it. I keto-fy a pizza 1 time a week. That supplies my addict with a shutdown, a shut up. It has kept me sane in all the years that I've done the keto or the low carb, high fat. There was a gluten-free pizza that I had when I was Weight Watchers, and that kept me sane through that. Is it for everybody? No, but it works for me. I know what works for me, what I need, how to keep the addict happy, how to keep me happy and my tracker happy. It just all works. And I hope that you get to a comfortable place. If not, just ask. And, we can figure something out. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah. Pearls of wisdom and food with my total carbs today usually under 5. I think they're 6.2 today. So I will see you the next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.